me just be direct here. How many people have you been with
Been with? Like dated?
intimately?
I mean, I've had probably, I think, 3 serious boyfriends.
And how long?
Are you asking how many people I've slept with?
I'll just be direct. Yeah, how many people have you done that with?
I know a lot of women hate this question and are super offended by it, but it's actually a very valid question. And yes, maybe on the first date is not the most ideal time to ask this if you're a man with a strong preference of this. But a man is not automatically insecure or controlling or a bad man because he wants to know the answer to this. And a lot of men who don't ask this question are still thinking it. They just may end up guessing based on your history, like how many serious relationships you've had or your overall personality. They may take their best guess. So I would argue in some ways being asked point blank like this is actually better because at least you can say the correct answer, the honest answer, so maybe he doesn't assume it's worse than it actually is. And for a lot of men, it's not about the actual answer on how many bodies you've been super intimate with. It tells him how you view something like that. Because for a lot of people, that can be very... trying to figure out what words I'm allowed to use without getting in trouble. For some people, they see that deep intimacy as this casual entertainment type of thing. And then other people see it as deeply sacred. Something that shouldn't be given away like it's no big deal. For a lot of people, they want to see if you actually attach that to a deep sense of commitment. And how you handle access to letting someone get that close to you. Men like women that are discerning with their time, their energy, and their overall attention. So if they think you hand it out like candy, again, that's not a good sign for you. And patterns shape a big portion of people's personality. A lot of people do not realize that your actions every day, how you carry yourself, what you bring to the table, often shows up in all of your small behaviors and all your big behaviors. And overall, what you allow in your life and what you don't allow. If you practice discernment in this area, you let him know that you're disciplined and maybe won't give in to temptation long term. So it goes so much deeper than, what's your count? It's a lot deeper than that. Also in long-term relationships and sometimes long-term marriages, temptation sometimes does happen. So him knowing your count might help him decide, it's like, okay, she's less likely to give in to temptation, when we've been married 20 years and she encounter someone really attractive, Women want to say that men aren't deep, but this is one of those questions where men are being deep. And why is it okay for a woman to flat out ask men, how much money do you make? Or what's your job? And then you later Google on how much he might make. Why is that okay to ask on the first date, but he can't ask this one? That's another double standard. Also, women ask about a relationship history as well. Well, okay, your last 10-year relationship, how did that end? How did you treat her? Like, how did things go with that? It's kind of the same thing if you really think about it. It's just slightly different priorities and what you're trying to gain from that. Because for a lot of women, if they talk to a man about their ex and he speaks very poorly of her, or if he doesn't speak poorly enough about her, she's going to decide, okay, is he over her? How did he treat her? Was it his fault the relationship ended or her fault, and why? Like, we're thinking that, so why can't he ask that question? And this is also an indication that a man has standards. We talk about women having standards all day, but men can't have them? That's not fair. And if you really don't like the question, you don't have to answer, but chances are he's going to assume it probably is worse than it actually is, because our brains have a natural tendency to be like, worst case scenario immediately. And a lot of women don't realize is you also can have the same preference as well. If you care about his count, okay. But the reality is in dating, a lot of women just don't care about that. It doesn't matter to them. And for some women, it actually does. And both can be reasonable and valid.